Here is yet another old machine that I have salvaged from the recycle bin. It's the eMachines eTower 366C. The 366C is a variant of the 350C and the 366IS. The only difference between the three that I was able to find is that they use slightly different processors. The 350 and the 366IS both used Pentium processors, or Celeron processors, I believe, whereas this one uses a Cyrix M2 366 MMX processor. They're very, very similar, but I'm sure it was just an option that was offered. This particular model has 32 megs of SD RAM, still has the original SD RAM in there. It has not been upgraded at all. 3.2 gigabyte hard drive, 32x max CD-ROM drive, so this probably has been upgraded at some point to a 52x, 56K fax modem, Windows 98 with Works, an ATI Rage 2C AGP graphics with 4 megs of SD RAM. This is not a graphics card, which is what I originally thought when I picked up the computer, and then turned around and realized it does not have a graphics card. These are onboard graphics. I don't know why the reason was, or the technical reason for it still being considered AGP, as I was under the impression that AGP was only the card. But I digress. This thing also came with 30 days of free internet usage. Oh yeah, I'm gonna utilize that. Despite the look, I have not opened this machine up yet. I just took the cover, or unscrewed the 3 screws right there, and at the top for the sake of the video. It's got a power supply, obviously, no power switch on it, and not auto switching. It's got 2 PS2 ports, which were before the time that eMachines had standardized with the rest of the world and used the color coding that we are all used to, the purple for the keyboard. I've seen this kind of color coding on some Packard Bell machines, so there must have been 2 different types of coloring at the time. Anyway, it has a USB, either, again, 1.0 or 1.1, serial, parallel, VGA on board, and some of your audio connections, again, with the non-standard colors. And it's got a modem in there. Really, it's nothing special. This is your average 1998, 99, or 2000 tower, budget tower, I should point out. So, I'm not going to take the cover off yet, because I like to see if things are going to light on fire when I press the power button. So we're going to power it on and see if it works. Well, it works. I can hear everything spin up. We've got a video signal. So this probably has never been re-imaged. It still has the original eMachines logo on there. And it boots right away into Windows 98 without giving me any error whatsoever. Which is quite surprising, because I imagine the CMOS battery would be dead. I'm not sure if this will pick up on video, but there is quite a bit of noise coming from inside. As I don't see any external fan other than the power supply, and it doesn't sound like it's coming from the power supply, I'm going to assume that the CPU fan is busted. So I'm going to pause the video just for a second and take off the cover and see what exactly is making that noise. Well, it seems as though it is the CPU fan, because with my finger on it, it stops making that noise. So we'll just have to live with that through the video, because I don't feel like replacing it at the moment. So on top, got some little structural things to keep the case up. The power supply in there is a brand that I've never heard of. It's a Nilsan power supply, 120 watts, which is pretty weenie for the time, even though computers didn't require that much power, but still, that's a pretty underpowered one in my opinion. On the board there's 2 ISA and 2 PCI slots. I was surprised and then unsurprised again when I did not notice an AGP slot, and then of course I realized, well, it doesn't need to have AGP because it has onboard graphics. It's got the original SD RAM in there. That is a 32 megabyte stick. I just checked it because I knew that I wouldn't be able to find it on camera. It's got this hard drive in here, which is a brand that I've never heard of. It seems to look like a TRI gem, Tri-Gem or TFI Gem, one of those two. Can't really tell. It is the original hard drive, however. It's a 3.2 gigabyte, or at least I assume it's the original. And given its age and all the uses this thing has probably had, the hard drive is still pretty quiet, and I was surprised to find that. So there's the processor in there. Kind of a decent heatsink in there, nothing too special. All the caps in this look good, which I was kind of surprised at, given the pretty low quality of everything else in here with the off-brand power supply and the off-brand hard drive. It's a bit odd, but, you know, it works. One thing I'm noticing, and I keep focusing on because it's so odd, is that there is a very large empty space right here. In fact, the entire case is pretty empty. I realize this was a budget computer and it was made to be cheap, but this is just a layout that I don't remember ever seeing, where there's just really nothing there at all. And the CD audio connector is in the middle of the board. Usually it's somewhere else. But anyway, there's the inside. Not a whole lot going on, other than the fan that's making a lot of noise. What's behind here? I was checking to make sure there wasn't an AGP slot behind there and proving me as a liar. So, Windows mouse. I didn't plug in a mouse because I didn't feel like it. This seems to have a different theme going on. Yep, definitely has a different theme going on. Let's see what it boots up to. I know it's got Windows 98 SE. Don't want to log in as Wendy. I don't know who she is. Detecting my monitor. Failing at detecting my monitor. Bypassing the monitor, and booting up to the desktop. And it seems to be almost exactly what you would expect out of an old Windows 98 machine. It's got all the things that you would expect it to have. It's got Corel WordPerfect, IE, shortcut to games, your inbox for the mail. Really nothing special. There's AIM or AOL down there. Let's see what's in the program thing. Oh, WeatherBug as well. AOL 4.0. This is a blast from the past. AOL Instant Messenger, as I expected. It's on the startup folder. It's definitely doing something. Oh, it's putting up a whole slew of things down there. Alright, so we got AOL stuff. People's PC Online. That sounds like a scammy thing to me. Let's see what we've got down there. We've got the... I don't know what that is, don't know what that is, don't know what that is. That looks to me like Netscape, kind of. Not really. Don't know, don't know. Don't know. AOL, ATI, the sound, and the scheduled tasks. So, it doesn't have a whole lot going on in terms of things, I guess I would say. Let's go into the control panel. Or fail at going into the control panel. It does not seem as though this has ever been upgraded. It seems to be the original installation and the original hardware, other than the CD-ROM drive, which has been upgraded from a 32 to a 52X. But really, doesn't make that whole a lot of a difference. It loaded up a couple more things down there. WeatherBug is now down there. My PC, or PC people, or whatever I said before, is down there as well. I'm waiting for it to open up Explorer. I've been hitting Control-E a couple times and it hasn't done anything. There it goes. Of course, opening it up once. Must be very slow. Alright, let's go down to the control panel. And... oh, it did open them up. Alright. Go to System. And... yep, original 32 megs of RAM. It's got the original processor in it. And it seems as though they did use the same board inside of this computer as they did with the 350. So it's the board for the 333CS, 350C, 366C. So, yeah, the 366IS may have used an AGP card. I'm not sure, but there definitely is a difference because the board is apparently not quite the same. Registered to Wendy. Don't know who she is. Windows 98, I believe that's first edition. I could be wrong. It's either first or second. I mean, it's not... yeah, I don't know. PC People Online. I want to see what this is. Smart dialer. Okay, so it's just a way to get on the internet. I believe she had DSL, because I saw somewhere on here the word DSL. I'm also interested to see what's in those EXEs and DLLs. Script, accessibility. Yeah, not a whole lot. Alright. Well, that's about it for this machine. There really isn't all that much to say about it. It's not special in any kind of special way, if that makes any sense as far as I can see. Just your basic run-of-the-mill, slightly underpowered and mostly budget-oriented Windows 98 machine from 2000 or 1999. And I like how it beeps when it turns off. So, that's about it for this machine. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them, or if you want to correct me on anything that I said that was not correct, which is very, very likely, please do in the comment section. And that's about it. So, thank you, and hope you enjoyed.